Chairman, Dr. Irvin Khoza.
I want to congratulate you. I listened when you spoke about, the issue of the secular on the sleeve of the handling the manner in a responsible way, like a serious stakeholder of football.
I really do hope that the SABC, they'll have a lot more games to show people of South Africa this season.
You've got a very responsible CEO in the SABC. She's proactive, she's hands-on, she's got a fun foot forward with her attitude. I hope it's going to be rewarded for them.
Chairman of Dondol Stars, Ludwig Ben Makura. 200,000 in those leagues where you guys are. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. The whole team. This next game with Pirates, we'd rather take them to Polokwane.
If possible.
Pirates, go Polokwane.
Why
is it Toyando? President of CAF, Dr. Patrice Motsepe.
Andile, you guys do good work. Young people in South Africa, all over the continent, love Andile's program, and I'm proud of the work that Andile and all of you are doing. Sometimes when I'm in the plane, I listen to Andile on Metro. I feel proud, enormously proud.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, and see you at the next CAF competition. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Setjhaba Mofokeng, who is the father of Relebohile Mofokeng. Bona Setjhaba ba busy ka rile ba itse ro shapa shoto.
Go to Taniti.
O shapa shoto ba o botsise ko AmaZulu. Abaxabure the father of Rile le yena na dlala disc.
Monati.
Ah, mara chabi ba o ka sfitli go rentwana no le shapo man. Dr. Motsepe, Chairman of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Andile, listening to your show, I was a little bit nervous when I heard the music from WWF. There was Kane's music playing before I was about to speak. And what was the inspiration behind the music, my friend?
I mean, largely it's in the camaraderie of what the WWF was. It's a show. We're putting up a show. It's the greatest show put on.
And I know that the listeners are going to be entertained for many, many 6 o'clock nights to come.
I appreciate you, Cluffy. Thank you very much, man.
Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Game over.
It's exactly 8 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. Welcome to it. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Andile Ncube, and this is SNAWA, Sports Night Amplified with Andile. I've had to say it like that since finding out that Victor, one of the three wise men, after all these years of doing the show, had no idea what SNAWA was. Says, I hear people say SNAWA, I see it everywhere, but I don't know what it is. Well, it's Sports Night Amplified with Andile. Thank you so much for choosing us, and thank you, of course, to the Touchdown. They do it again tomorrow between 3 and 6, and you can make sure that you do join Thibaut, Touch, Loot Love, and the gang tomorrow. Tonight on Sports Night Amplified with Andile, it's a disheartening show, isn't it? We spoke about the South African Football Association last week, and they've been topical because of the elections that are forthcoming. And Dr. Danny Jordan, of course, now having accepted that he will be running. And we do know who is on the opposite side of that as well, and who it is that is going to be contesting that, which is the president of AmaZulu, Sandile Zungu, at the moment. And in the middle of all of that, we do get the Sports, Arts and Culture Committee that calls on the South African Football Association to come and answer to a couple of questions. And it was the most disheartening day of listening to those proceedings. The most disheartening day. of listening to accountability from the South African Football Association. Dr. Jordan, who didn't pitch to the event at all, led by Lydia Munyapao, the CEO. And when I say led, but I wonder how much leadership there was during that time. So I'm going to play you some of those clips, and then we're going to go to the chairman of the portfolio committee, the chairperson of the portfolio committee, Honorable Joe Maglava, who of course would have been the person who you would have seen asking all those questions and chairing the sitting. Very frustratingly for him. Very few times I've seen him that frustrated. He was highly frustrated with the South African Football Association yesterday. And then, as it is a Wednesday, right? So it is the Executive Lounge. And in the Executive Lounge, we're going to be also honouring and accepting and welcoming Luke Olo September. He's an executive because he's the chairperson of 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚛𝚝 Projects. 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚝 Project is going to be doing the 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚝 Super 8 Schools Festivals Finals, which returns in the Eastern Cape in Butterworth between the 29th and the 30th of August. So we'll speak to him about that, maybe something else here and there, but we'll speak to him primarily about the 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚝 Super 8 Schools Festivals in the Eastern Cape, Butterworth, to be exact, between the 29th and the 30th. So if you are in that area or in and around that area, please do stay tuned to the chairman of 𝚂𝚙𝚘𝚝 Project, Luke Olo September, who will be joining us. But like I said, the Honourable Joe Maglava is also going to be joining us, the chairperson of the portfolio committee. Let me give you a snippet of what we had to deal with yesterday with the South African Football Association appearing at the portfolio committee on sports. This is the Honourable Joe Maglava speaking to CEO of SAFA, Lydia Munyapao. Have a listen to this.
The question on salaries has been put forward to us before, and we have put it to members that we cannot disclose salaries of coaches.
Can I just stop you there, CEO? Can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there? There is just no way that you are going to get away with this today. I received a letter. I've requested the department to forward the letter to SAFA. You are going to reveal that information live here today. You are not going to hide behind the PAIA Act. We received the letter and I was searching for it. Please search that letter so that I can read it here today again to SAFA.
I cannot answer that question, Chair. Chair, I would appreciate it if you could share this letter with me.
Can you put the CEO out of my meeting, please?
So that I can...
Please put the CEO out of the leader from the platform.
So that we can...
Please.
We can respond.
Please delete. Put the CEO out of my meeting.
This is the cabal that we're talking about.
I cannot disclose the coach's salary.
Can you delete the CEO? This letter has been sent to...
Yeah, that's how heated it got yesterday in the portfolio committee when the CEO seemingly couldn't answer a lot of questions. I think there was even a comment, from one of the MPs about how the CEO not only doesn't answer questions in that sitting, but will not even answer an email or a WhatsApp sent to her. This is the experience we've had here on Sports That Amplified with Andile when it comes to the CEO. Whenever we've attempted to have a conversation, ask questions, get somebody to come here and account. So if there isn't an account to Parliament, who am I, honestly? I know you always say, Andile, hold them to account, bring them on. But if we don't even get answers, Parliament doesn't get answers, I think we need to rethink this entire thing. But it didn't just end there. Hugo Bruce's salary was eventually revealed.
When the NEC approved the appointment of Mr. Hugo Bruce, the salary that was 8 million, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
8 million per year or per month?
Yes, Chair, but then the final figures, but that was the amount that was approved by the NEC, Chair, when the appointment was approved. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you,
Mr. Bailey. Cross-examination. Yes. Mr. Bailey, what was the salary of Mr. Hugo Bruce before he left?
I just want to continue where Mr. Sibam left off. He's right. That was the initial salary. But when it was worked out in terms of the tax and all those things and bonuses, it comes to nearly 16 million. And I think Mr. I think Mr. Sibam must just confirm that, but I think it was close to that, if it was not on the dot.
Minister?
Hugo Bruce got annually 16.8 million. It's around 1.4 million a month. That excludes car, accommodation, driver, I just want to put in context so that it must not be saying that we are not answering to the portfolio committee.
So there, the CEO failed to answer the question, but the question was finally answered. SAFA, the South African Football Association, not wanting to speak or disclose how much Hugo Broos was earning, perhaps this had a lot to do with what Coach 𝚃𝚘𝚘𝚝 is fighting for, or what we're hearing he is fighting for as far as his salary is concerned. Have a listen to what SAFA offered to Coach 𝚃𝚘𝚘.
The 5 million issue.
I can tell you what was discussed in the executive meeting, NEC meeting, and then we can take it from there.
Yes.
It was reported in the NEC meeting that the initial offer of 5 million was not accepted by 𝚃𝚘𝚘, if I can refer to him as 𝚃𝚘𝚘, was not accepted. After long deliberation...
That's fine. That's fine. Where you are, that's fine. That's what I wanted, the number.
That was the initial offer. There was a final one as well, that there was a range given that the maximum would be that we will take it up to 10 million. And what happened after that, I don't know.
The context is that the NEC took a decision in that NEC, and the final, the resolution of the NEC, I'm talking about what happened in the NEC, is the 10 million. That's the final resolution of the NEC. Now, in reality, is that they might have other activities that happened before the NEC itself. So I can't speak about that. Particularly when it comes to the 5 million, I can only speak about the 10 million that the NEC had approved. The 5 million issue was not what the NEC offered. The NEC offered 10 million. That's the final resolution.
Who offered 5 million?
That is why I said I can't talk about activities that happened before the NEC. I'm not privy to.
But as a MEC, you are the accounting officers of that structure. You are the monitoring structure of what happens under, and you take accountability.
That is
so
why
you can't say that you don't know who offered 5 million.
No. The CEO, the team, the administrative team are the ones that were dealing with that issue. But the NEC took a resolution on the 10 million. I wanted to also clarify that the offer concern it's solely for the coach, not his assistants and the backroom staff. This money, it's meant for the coach himself.
Hugo Broos was getting higher than what you are offering. And this is our own that we pride in. This is our national pride. What was behind the thinking?
Chair, through you, I think, Honorable Mtetwa, it's exactly what the NEC were as it deliberated, that whatever exercise that might have been done before the NEC is not going to take that particular cue. We had then resolved that the amount of 10 million should be tabled. And of course, understanding the exact dynamics that had been explained here, issues of taxes and other things, the money might be more than the 10 million, but all I'm saying is that the NEC can account for the 10 million that they put on the table.
So there you have it. It finally did come out of the portfolio committee when being asked. You hear the voice of Linda Zwane, the VP, out at the South African Football Association, answering some of those questions. Hugo Broos was on 1.4 million rands a month, excluding, as you would have heard there from the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, 𝚃𝚞𝚗𝚎 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚝. It excludes the driver with the car, it excludes the accommodation, etc., etc. 𝚃𝚘𝚘𝚝 initially offered 5 million. Right, that's 416,000 rands a month, less than half of what Coach Hugo Broos was getting. And yes, of course, not everybody must get it. It's not a you get paid this when you're the coach of this. There's negotiations based on who you are, what you've achieved, and what you've done. But to offer somebody 5 million from what was initially 16 million, geez, I know you're trying to save money, but goodness. And anybody that offers you a salary of 5 million and then comes back to increase it by double to 10 million has taken you for a clown the first time around, weren't they? from 5 to 10, now sitting at about 833 million in a month. And they make it a point to say that's just for him and not his contingent, which is going to be his technical staff. Hugo Bruce was earning that 1.4. He had a technical staff as well, so I don't know why they would add technical staff to that, because that wasn't included in the 1.4 million that Hugo Bruce was getting. Do I think that a coach should be getting the same and it should be staple across when you're a South African national team coach? No, I don't think so, by any means. But I do think when the previous was getting 16 million, to offer 5 million is just undermining. It's bullish. It's draconian behavior, truly, to be able to do that. And to be able to say that to somebody and positively with your chest out have a CEO that won't even disclose. I understand why the CEO wouldn't say those amounts. It is embarrassing to sit in front of people and say, with the executive we set up, and these are the amounts that we spoke of. I do understand. I don't want to finish this entire conversation because we're going to be joined by the Honourable Joe McLauer, who you hear on those settings there in those tapes that we just played for you. He's chairperson of the Portfolio Committee. Some of the things that we want to speak of is, why would you throw the CEO out of the meeting, as he did? Puza Msimane, the appointment, the salary, the VAR updates as well, because we finally got wind of where we are. And we've been saying this on this show for a very long time, despite many of you calling us doomsayers, that VAR is nowhere near South Africa right now. And then the big breaking news coming out of that as well is that of Vincent Zeka, the arrogant Vincent Zeka, the team manager, to whom a lot of different things could be accredited to, including failing to book training venues, buying the wrong kit, the yellow card saga to Tebogo Mokoena, the visa applications, all of that stuff. We'll speak to the Honourable Joe McLauer about that as well. There's a lot to talk about as far as this is concerned, but we're going to take a break, and when we come back on the other side, we'll speak to Mr. 𝚂𝚘𝚛𝚛𝚝, who is, of course, another executive member of this executive lounge as the chairperson of Ulwazi Project.
I benefited and I have no shame. Some people have been getting all these benefits.
We're giving you millions of reasons to celebrate with our selection of Lucky Millions Lotto draws. You could claim major jackpots when you pick numbers from thousands of daily draws. Choose numbers on UK 49s, Euro Millions, and lots more from just R5 per line. Enjoy more chances and more ways to win, all in one place. Grab your chance to celebrate extraordinary riches when you play Lucky Millions from Hollywood Bets. Bet now.
T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp HELP to 076 675 0710.
Mzansi, we know sandwiches. They are packed with love for scaftings and lunch boxes, but spread on wrap. And everything changes. That sandwich becomes Sandwich-yo.
Hey, mama. Soft, tasty, Ramalicious. From sandwich to sandwich-yo.
Rama turns good food to Ramalicious. Grab your Rama tab today.
You've used our Postnet to Postnet courier service, loved Postnet to door, and relied on Postnet Global Express for all your international couriers. Now, let Postnet do your heavy lifting too. We offer heavyweight delivery and collection services both domestically and internationally. Whether you're moving house, shipping a crate, or sending a pallet to your client overseas, we've got you covered. Postnet Courier delivers, no matter what.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
It's 18:23 on the Mighty Metro FM. We're going to be welcoming Joe McLauer onto SNAWA, the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, to discuss having had, SAFA at yesterday's sitting in Parliament before the Portfolio Committee. But firstly, Commercial Rights Strategy and Reputation Management Board member and bag carrier is what he likes to describe himself. 𝚂𝚘𝚛𝚝 now joins us on the line. 𝚂𝚘𝚛𝚝, it's always a pleasure to have you. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking our call.
Andile, how are you, man? You gave me such a glowing CV there. For a moment, I thought I am someone vaguely important, but Very good to hear from you, and I always enjoy listening to your show and of course interacting with all the millions of listeners that you guys have.
Listen, and before I get into the real reason why we're calling you, which is something you and I are both passionate about, which is, where we come from, the kids that are in the Eastern Cape as well, and giving back to those young people, letting them know that dreams are possible. I want to talk to you about that glowing CV because, from a journalist covering sport to FIFA to the PSL to CAF now, where you've held very strategic positions, working with very, astute power within that, and having gotten and garnered the sort of experience that you have over the years. You listen to what we've just played now, what happened at the Portfolio Committee with SAFA, with the elections that are looming. I'm looking at, with all due respect to Sandile Zungu, with all due respect to President, the incumbent at the moment, I look at all of that and I ask myself, where are the Lukolo Septembers in this conversation? Where are the young people that have, held and worked and have gotten the education in order to fight for these positions? Why are we still sitting looking at people that are plus 70, etc., running our football?
Oh my goodness me! Talk about Andile. First of all, I started football administration when I was 13 to 14 years old, Andile. I was actually the secretary of a league, a schools league. Some of you know this when I was at a high school level, and so I've been involved in football administration for a very, very long time. I was in the media world. Actually, what people don't know is that I left when I was only 22 years old in the media world, and that was a very short period of my life. But I've been in sport administration now international level for a very long time, since I think 2006 or 7, when I joined FIFA. And, Andile, I think I'm one of the people who's been very privileged to work with this generation of, should I say, the original forefathers of South African football, from Dr. Oliphant, Dr. Khoza, Dr. Motsepe. I mean, whatever you think of Dr. Jordan, there was they played a key role, with the 2010 World Cup, Kaiser Motaung, Dr. Motaung, Jomo Sono. These are all the people I've had the privilege of working with for a very long time. And I think it's important. I mean, the question you're raising, I would like to answer it differently. To talk, specifically to my generation, because I think we are at a stage whereby people, my generation, my age group, sometimes want to take the backseat when there are bigger conversations about the single most important thing, which is the running of their lives. And we can do this without taking this one side or that one side. We can just talk about ourselves and our future and our football, and the role that my generation should play in that space, for that matter. I think it's important that whenever we reflect on this, we look at where we are at the moment, because our country in football has achieved some great success. Bafana Bafana is a very strong brand with all its challenges that it has had in the past. But we must talk about the future, and we must have a very honest conversation about the future, maybe less emotional conversation. And I don't necessarily want to talk about it in the context of the upcoming elections, but it's a conversation for my generation to identify amongst ourselves who is the best amongst us, who is more qualified. By qualified, who has the qualities to take the football to the next level, who's got the international exposure, who's got an understanding, a very, very firm understanding of what are the challenges facing South African, African, and global football, because you can't just talk about the Eastern Cape or Limpopo. You must be a person who's able to transcend the borders of Limpopo and think about the continent, think about the strategic placement of football, and also, Andile, bring people together. One of the things I've learned working with Dr. Motsepe over the last few years is just his ability and his patience in bringing people together with different views, strong different views, and his patience in tolerating a lot of things that I would, as a hot-blooded young man, wouldn't necessarily do that. But I've learned this skill, and I've imbibed it. So I think the most important thing, Andile, is for my generation, is a matter of urgency, very, very urgent thing for my generation, Because in all these discussions that are happening about the leadership in our country, maybe we don't necessarily hear anyone asking, but where are they? I don't want to call myself young person because I'm not 25 or 30. I'm above that. But where are the people my age group that are supposed to be playing a very meaningful role? I was saying the other day that the CEO of Bundesliga, Mark Lenz, when I was working at FIFA, we were working together. He's 1 year older than me. And today he's running Bundesliga. He's a good friend of mine, David Danielson and many of these other guys. Now, my generation must look and say, who is the best among us and who are the best amongst us to take us to where we need to go?
I mean, and it makes sense, and I hear what you're saying, Lukolo, and, you know, to some extent, you've answered the question brilliantly without answering the question as per usual. And I think this is why we see a leader in you, you know, because your ability to be able to answer questions and put... I'm trying to figure out a way to be very nice here, Lukolo, so bear with me. I'm trying to count my words here. But maybe I should be a lot more.
You're normally not a nice guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice here. Maybe let's talk a little bit about leadership in this country. Yes, there's a Lukolo September and then many more. Are we, though, are they leaders? Because we are waiting a day when a Lukolo September will put their hands up. Is it lack of young people taking leadership positions? Is it fear from younger people taking leadership positions? Or are they just not fit enough, or we don't have younger people because the older generation has been in power for so long and kept that power that they don't have experience at that level?
I will never be indicating any kind of person, Andile. No one should ever put their hand up for anything. Trust me, Andile. My only dream when I started in football was to watch the Soweto Derby live. And I don't think the question should be a Lukolo September question. It should be a generational question. The people amongst myself, it doesn't have to be me, it can be anybody else. For that matter, I might not have a desire to do all those things, but I might have another role to play at a grassroots level or wherever. I think the question is twofold. Andile. One is the question of, is there space for young people in the bigger discourse? And secondly, is there space for it? Do we have this big group of people? Because today, if, for example, they're having a conversation about who is the next whatever, there should be at least 10 names from my generation that comes up that people are engaging about, whether they agree with that name or whatever it is, but the quality is the same. No, nothing develops without opportunities. You need to have opportunities in life. And as I said, in my case, I've been quite lucky. You know, I've spent 8 years at the PSL. I spent 6-7 years at FIFA. I now work with Dr. Motsepe at CAF. It's been a privilege, but many other young people should be given similar opportunities. And it's about, you're as good as the opportunities and the exposure you have. The most dangerous thing is to be led by a leader who's got no exposure because their world is so narrow, is so myopic. And I think it's important that we have that conversation. I don't necessarily want to give you all my band views because I don't think it's necessary for me to do this. I just
wonder, though, do we as young people wait to be given the opportunity, or do we, walk in, break the door down and take and grab the opportunities?
We are too scared. We're too scared, Andile. We are too scared. We've been frightened so much. Most of us are worried about bread and butter issues. Oh, my goodness, if I speak out, they will throw me back in the Eastern Cape and all those other things. It's not just in football. It's a societal issue. You look at it, when they define a person who's young, he'll be 55-year-old and say, he's still young, he speaks for the youth. That's not the case, man. I think what has happened is that a lot of people are just traumatized by the fact that if I speak out, there is poverty on the other side of speaking out. And it's purely because my generation, we don't have a cohesive voice at the moment. We don't speak with one voice. All of us are in silos. Alone, you cannot achieve anything. That's why I'm saying whenever people ask me the conversation about the leadership challenges of today, I divert and I digress. I say, no, let's talk about not today. Let's talk about tomorrow. But tomorrow starts today. You've got to have the necessary opportunities and exposure today, that group of people that is going to lead us forward.
I know you are measured enough not to directly get involved, but I'm going to ask it and have you do what you do. What do you think directly of the leadership election, so to speak, what we're seeing happening at SAFA at the moment, with Dr. Danny Jordaan taking up yet another term, 31 years as an executive at the South African Football Association, versus Sandile Zungu, who we've now seen put his hand up saying, he wants to be a part of this. He wants to bring change within the South African Football Association. What do you think of those two horses running for this huge, huge platform for South African football and the future of our kids?
I can't take off my hat. I have to put briefly my CAF hat when I answer this question, Andile. And I think my president, Dr. Motsepe, has answered it quite correctly. And the way he has answered that the role of CAF, the role of the leadership at CAF, and we all led by him, is to ensure that the elections happen. There are conducive environment. There's a conducive environment that the elections will be conducted on. It's fair. It's good governance that is followed. It's ethical. And these are the most important things. And fortunately, the president has always mentioned that he has worked with, he knows Dr. Jordaan, he's worked and he knows Sandile Zungu. And I think it's important for me to literally follow the lead of the president on that matter. And I have no personal opinion, and I don't think people are interested in my personal opinion, even if I do. I can only repeat the institutional response to it.
Let's move on, because one of the many hats that you have worn in leadership positions is you've been on the board of Boxing South Africa, something that I know that you're very passionate about, and you're close to the boxers as well. The news of Tete must have hit you hard.
Not only was I in the board of Boxing South Africa, as you know, I spent some time as the chairman of the finance committee there and other things. But I know Zolani personally, by the way. I loved Zolani so much. I remember I used to just call Zolani. 3 years ago, I would call Zolani just before his ban and say, Zolani, can we have dinner together? And what people might not know is that as well, when Zolani's career at some stage, he was doing well internationally, but not necessarily well in South Africa. I reached out to him in my personal capacity and started paying from my own pocket for his media open days, for him to fly up to Johannesburg to do interviews for Metro FM with everyone else. And I never asked for anything in return for this. But because I loved him, I loved his spirit. What a human being. And then whenever I go to the Eastern Cape, I'll call him up. We will go to school visits together. He will speak in schools. He will give up his time to interact with kids in Mdantsane, in other parts of the Eastern Cape. What a soul, Andile. So this is not someone I heard about. This is someone I knew very well personally. And even when he went through his challenges, we would speak quite often, me and him. He was quite optimistic, Zolani, about the future. What a beautiful soul. What a great human being. And condolences to his family, his kids. Witness me, Utamla, the person that was everything to Zolani. Zolani was a dreamer, Andile. And I remember the day he was going to fight in, I think it was Paul Bala in England. We were having dinner there in Houghton the other day, and just the two of us were talking about this fight. And he saw it as an opportunity for him to make a name for himself in the UK. And he said to me, this is a true story, I'm going to knock that guy out in the 4th round. And when he did, we made a small bet. And when he did, my goodness, I lost the bet. And that's just Zolani Tete for you. I know his family. I've been to Mdantsane when I worked a lot with Nomzamo in that community with kids in those schools. So I knew Zolani very, very well. And it's very, very sad. I'm going to the funeral on Saturday. It's very, very sad.
Sad indeed. Thank you so much for that one there. The memorial, I think, was today and the funeral on Saturday, of course, for Tete. Let's take a break. So when we come back, we can focus on Ulwazi Super 8 Schools Festival. The finals are returning in the Eastern Cape and Butterworth from 29 till the 30th of August. And the chairperson of Ulwazi Project is, of course, yet another hat for 𝚂𝚘𝚛𝚛𝚝 that he wears. This time around, though, it's for the community.
Sports Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
SABC Sports senior reporter, the best in the industry, Charles Baloyi. What's happening at Comrades Marathon? What is the issue?
Money.
Aha.
CMA refuses to pay levies to KZN, so they say they can't continue paying money, levies.
Mark Leathers, the chairperson of the Comrades Marathon Association, live from Portugal. What is the current status of what is happening?
Well, the current status is quite simple. The Comrades Marathon predated Athletics South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal Athletics. It is the oldest ultramarathon in the world. And all that's happened is there has been a change in the status of the CMA. CMA members in November last year decided to de-affiliate from KwaZulu-Natal Athletics. Athletics South Africa has declined to sanction the race. The race is not reflected on Athletics South Africa's calendar.
6 to 7 p.m.
This Nando's ad is not an ad. Think of it as your personal reminder that it's Wednesday again. So like a Wednesday reminder with a beautiful professional voice and music made specifically for you. Specifically to tell you that today you can get the Wednesday double drop deal from Nando's. That's 2 chicken strips and spicy rice meals for only $1.35. Wow. Now that's something worth being reminded about.
Thank you.
Like an alarm clock, but for your stomach. Nando's. Oh, what a place. T's and C's apply.
It's a short price birthday, a major birthday.
It's ShopRite's Major League Birthday, and to celebrate, we're subsidizing the price of basics with deals like 𝚂𝚘𝚝 Golden Brown Sugar, 2 kgs for just $44.99. And Right Brand Sunflower Oil, 4 liters, now only $129.99. Deals valid until 6 September. Only at ShopRite.
This Nando's ad is not an ad. Think of it as your personal reminder that it's Wednesday again. So like a Wednesday reminder with a beautiful professional voice and music made specifically for you. Specifically to tell you that today you can get the Wednesday double drop deal from Nando's. That's 2 chicken strips and spicy rice meals for only $1.35. Wow. Now that's something worth being reminded about.
Thank you.
Like an alarm clock, but for your stomach. Nando's. Oh, what a place. T's and C's apply.
It's a short price birthday, a major birthday.
It's ShopRite's Major League Birthday, and to celebrate, we're subsidizing the price of basics with deals like 𝚂𝚘𝚝 Golden Brown Sugar, 2 kgs for just $44.99. And Right Brand Sunflower Oil, 4 liters, now only $129.99. Deals valid until 6 September. Only at ShopRite.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
1842 on the Mighty Metro FM. Listen, I've been telling my folks out at MTN that nobody knows the MTN 8 like our viewers here and our listeners here on SNOW. By the way, we're back live on YouTube every single day between 6 and 7, and the episodes stay on YouTube on SABC Sport. We're also live on Twitter. We're on X. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook as well. And I've been saying, we know it better. I need to prove it to us. If you want us to reward them as the last fan standing, if you want us to say you are the last one standing, then please prove it. Opta set up a quiz, and I'd love to hear your answers, guys. No one's gotten these ones right yet. I'm going to ask 𝚂𝚘𝚘𝚝, in fact, because 𝚂𝚘𝚘𝚝 was in the Premiership for long enough, right? Lex, before we get into Ulwazi, here's a complete quiz. It's the yellow quiz, courtesy of the MTN 8. I'm going to give you a sequence. Please complete the sequence for me. Kaiser Chiefs.
But Andile, you must be fair in the sense
listen to this excuse. This isn't your time. This is nothing now.
Oh my goodness me! But okay, let's try it.
No, don't worry. No one's gotten it right. Kaiser Chiefs, Golden Arrows, Orlando Pirates. What's next?
Ajax Cape Town.
Why would you say that?
Because I think they won it afterwards, I think.
Okay. The next one is the first goal scored since the MTN 8 sponsored the tournament was scored in the 8th minute of the game on the 8th of August in 2008. 080808. Can you name the player that scored it?
Which year is it?
2008. On the 8th of August. 080808. in the 8th minute. Who scored it?
I actually think I've heard of this before, by the way, in one of the quizzes, you know.
I wouldn't have gotten it
You've got to
right.
give me a small clue.
I wouldn't have gotten
You've got
it
to give
right.
me a small... No, but you've got to give me at least a clue of Gauteng team, Coastal team.
Nah. You know football better than most.
Yeah, but...
Well, you think about it. While you think about it,
I'll think
give me an
about
answer
it.
by the time you leave.
I won't Google it, but I'll think about it.
You can't
for sure.
Google this one, trust me. I make sure. I make sure. Ulwazi Super 8 Schools Festival. It's back.
You are trying to make sure that we don't win, you know. You keep all the money for the prizes for yourself.
Talk to me about Ulwazi Super 8 Schools Festival.
Yeah, Andile, I mean, Ulwazi is a non-profit organization we founded in 2012, actually, in East London, in the Eastern Cape. The main reason for it, really, I mean, they operate Ulwazi in education, community development. For the longest time in the Eastern Cape, Andile, we were involved in mobile libraries in the former Transkei. And also in the East London, Mdantsane area, and so forth. I mean, where it comes from really is that my great-grandmother in the former Transkei, in a very village where there was no water, no electricity, but at home there was a library. When we were growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a library. So I've always had this passion for education because of this background, because the entire villages around us, all those villages used to go to my great-grandmother's house to the libraries whenever the kids are writing the trick. So that's how we formed Ulwazi. Ulwazi just means knowledge or the thirst of knowledge, or you know. And the football part is really because education and football, they come together. Football changed my life. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is education. You know, a couple of years ago, I was supporting a lot of the leagues there. And Upra Ace, Ubanzi Siongwana, and Velile are actually very responsible for me going to schools, because they convinced me in 2017 that, you know, forget just supporting football for teams. Why don't you start putting together schools to play against each other? And that's how we started with the first edition, which was in Butterworth. It's basically 8 different towns, over 30 odd schools that are playing in the Eastern Cape. And this weekend, we've got the finals. I'm very excited because I'm going to the Eastern Cape to watch this. I mean, we've been playing since 2017, as I said, in collaboration with the Department of Education. I must thank also my Premier, Oscar Mabuyane, thank the MEC, Usbulele, and other, Usbulele Ngongo, and many other people in our province who've been supporting this. So this weekend is the winners from 8 different towns, from Butterworth, from Engamakwe, from Etsomo, from Etsofimvaba, from Elliot, Ekukajane, from Duchwa, from Kantane, and all of these winners are going to meet over this weekend to battle for the ultimate prize of the festival, the schools festival. As I said, we started this with about 10 schools when we started, and now we've got over 36 schools that are participating, and very excited about it.
I mean, I think you've said a mouthful there, Luxolo, as far as the inspiration to do something like this and the reasons why. We've seen so many great. I'll never forget being able to, from the television and later on in life, to watch football in the Eastern Cape. Growing up in the Eastern Cape, partly as I did, you know, rugby, cricket, were always boxing, were always so pivotal. But Umtata Bushbucks was the heart of everything, wasn't it? And to watch that independent stadium full to the rafters was just such an incredible thing. Football has always been such a pivotal part of all things Eastern Cape, and it allowed so many of us to dream. Those of us who couldn't play are now on radio and in offices and in suits talking about football. And that's the inspiration that we're giving to these kids, to say, you might come from a place where electricity came, you know, last week, but the dream is possible. And that's it, right? 15 to 19-year-olds to say the world is bigger beyond Ilali.
I think, Andile, one of the saddest things in our country at the moment maybe is that we are not going back to the basics of dreaming, not the dream of sleep. You know, we are not making people to dream a little bit more. I think the culture of materialism and get rich quickly has gotten in our minds, and everybody believes go get a tender. We just need to create platforms and don't kick the ladder. I mean, I've been very fortunate in my life. I've been very fortunate to be surrounded and to benefit from the leaders that have really enriched my life. And I think we owe it to our society that when you have been fortunate, you must not kick the ladder. You have to go back to the communities. I mean, I'm not defined only by the Eastern Cape, by the way. I would love to do this nationally because I might have been born there, but I don't belong there. I belong to everybody. I belong to a person in Limpopo. I belong to a person in Gugulethu or in the Free State because I serve everybody. The Eastern Cape just happens to be geographically where I was born, and maybe that's where we started. But we must make the difference. We must have this thing that it's not just about driving the fancy car. Of course, you must drive the fancy car if you earn as much money as you. But at the same time, what are you doing? Don't just complain. Everyone these days can complain. Everyone on Twitter has got ideas. But what have you done? Demonstrate that you've done something, and you don't need lots of money to do this. When we started, Andile, I mean, the budget was a very, very small budget when we started. Now where we are, my goodness me, if I ever tell my family how much we spent there, they will kill me. So we have to make a contribution. And it's not about money, it's about time. The people, the volunteers at Ulwazi, the teachers there, the LOC that is working with me, my own family, my brothers and everyone else that is really playing a meaningful role, and the people that are giving their time. We have to make people to dream again. This is very important.
For a minute there, when you said as much as you, I thought you were talking about me personally. Then I remembered you were listening in when we were speaking about those salaries at SAFA. So not me particularly, with the loss of the earnings of the monies. Let's go to September. I'm not sure if there's anything else that you want to tell us about Ulwazi. I'm, exceptionally proud of you and Velile and everybody that is doing this. And I wish more brothers would do this. So just go back and give back, go back, and not just from a boastful point of view, but truly from a watering of the seed point.
And just one thing, the people who are around the Butterworth area, on Sunday, the final is at 1 o'clock. Please come around 12 o'clock. Let's be part of the festivities. The final will be played at, the quarterfinals and the quarterfinals on Saturday, starting from 10 o'clock at Ibika campus in Butterworth. So if you're from East London or Mthatha, wherever, just drive around, come around on Sunday, Ngetsawe. At 1 o'clock, the final will be played. I don't know who will be in the final. I'll be there, and a lot of other people are coming as well. So really appealing to people to come. And thank you very much for the opportunity, Andile. And we hope that one day, even if we don't produce the next future star in football, that the next administrator must come from there. Because myself, with Tatabos Turupas here at Bushbucks, I'm probably still in my village today. Thank you so much.
Oh, man, Sturu. Oh, what a time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for talking to us. Lukolo September, I appreciate you. I was trying to see if, he's from Tabanchu. He's not from the Eastern Cape, the goal man. He's not from the Eastern Cape. But hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
If he's from Tabanchu, I might actually take a very good guess.
Go for it. It's just that his name is so Xhosa. I thought maybe Eastern Cape, but then I had to look it up.
I actually, when you said Tabanchu, I actually have this name in my mind myself. But maybe let me shut up and give someone else an opportunity to win.
Lukolo September, ladies and gentlemen, chairperson of Ulwazi Project. Lukolo, thank you so much. And one day, when you decide to run for the highest office in South African football, please come tell us on the show.
I will not decide. The people must always choose the best amongst them. That is the most important thing. The best amongst us must always lead us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Let's kick off the MTN 8. There can only be one Wafa Wafa. This game is brought to you by MTN.
All right, let's go. We'd love to hear from you. It's Wednesday, the 26th of August, 2026. The yellow quiz set by Opta Jabu. And I'd love to hear from you. If I say Kaizer Chiefs, Golden Arrows, remember, this is all in respect to the MTN 8. If I say, oh, by the way, I need to apologize before I run forward. Honorable Joe McLaren, of course, chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, we kept talking to him the whole show, and they're busy voting in Parliament right now. And he said, Andile, I can't leave during a vote. I'd get fired from my job if I leave during a vote. We were hoping to get him on the line, but he's always available for us. He's come on the show many a times. He's not like other people from other federations who hang up the phone as soon as they get a call that they can't talk to us. And they hang up the phone mid-sentence. Joe McGlaver always speaks to us, the Honourable Joe McGlaver. So we do understand that at the moment he is held up with the vote in Parliament. But like I was saying, the yellow quiz, complete the following sequence. Kaizer Chiefs, Golden Arrows, Orlando Pirates, Orlando Pirates. What is next? And then the first goal since the MTN8 sponsored the tournament was scored in the 8th minute on the 8th of August in 2008. Who scored it? I want to hear from you. 060-552-7303, 086-000-2160.
Good evening, it was 𝚃𝚏𝚗𝚎 Kanono. Tobane here, hailing driver.
Demonstrate that you. Hi Andile, good evening. How are you, Andile? Just to give you a question on your quiz. The person who scored on the 8 minutes, MTN 8, 2008, it was, let me take a wild guess, it was 𝚃𝚘𝚗𝚎, I think it was.
Okay.
Andile, the goal scorer you're looking for is 𝚃𝚏𝚗𝚎 Kanono, and the sequence of Kaizer Chiefs, Arrows, Pirates. Next answer is Morocco Swallows.
That goal was between Pirates and SuperSport. I think it was 𝚃𝚏𝚗𝚎 Kanono.
All right. I think there's a correct answer somewhere in there. I think there might be a correct answer somewhere in there. I think so, to me. I think for the very first time doing this quiz, Opta might be beaten. Opta is yet to be beaten. Could he be beaten today? There might be a correct answer somewhere in there. But it's the MTN quiz. We give the quiz on Fridays, during Podcast Fridays, and the guys have a go at it. And then on Wednesdays, we give you the answer, courtesy of the MTN8 Wafa Wafa. There can only be one. There is a correct answer. Can we replay it? Do you remember which one it was? Timmy, just show us which one it was there. Timmy will highlight it for us. We've got it. This is the correct answer.
Good evening, Guliololona ekapa 𝚃𝚗𝚗𝚎.
No.
Le game lena yadlala lena 18.
No, it's not the one.
18 ngo-28
Timmy, that's definitely not the one.
Andile, the goal scorer you're looking for is 𝚃𝚏𝚗𝚎 Kanono, and the sequence of Kaizer Chiefs, Arrows, Pirates. Next answer is Morocco Swallows.
Played for Bloemfontein Celtic, for Santos, Orlando Pirates between 2008 and 2009, and retired at Bloemfontein Celtics. 𝚃𝚏𝚗𝚎 Kanono was a goal scorer there. And the sequence is Chiefs, Arrows, Pirates, and Swallows. These are the first 5 winners of the MTN8 between 2008 and 2012.
That was the final whistle of the MTN8. There can only be one Wafa Wafa. This game was brought to you by MTN.
Feel the suspense when you unravel the riddle and embark on an amazing adventure with Hollywood Bets and Spina Zonke Mystery Parcel. You could win your share of 1 million rand in cash and bonus bets when you unlock the prize and the parcel. Bet 2 rands or more on selected Playtech slots every Sunday and Wednesday between 8 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. That's 23:59 p.m. Available now. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line is 0800-006-008 or WhatsApp help to 076-675-0170. Mbongiseni was all the way in Cape Town. Let's speak to Mbongiseni now. Mbongiseni.
Yes, Andile.
You're the first person to get those answers right, man, on the MTNA quiz. A big congrats. Come on, give him the hand claps. Don't listen him. Don't listen him. Well done, man.
I appreciate it, Andile.
How did you know the answers? Because it was such a difficult quiz.
Well, my dad used to watch soccer back in the day, and I played soccer for probably like 50 years. And I think when that game played, I was like 13 years old. But then so far as the winners are concerned, likewise, because I still remember after I think Platinum Stars won it, and then it was 𝚃𝚘𝚘𝚝 and Stuart Baxter. But yeah, basically comes that from all the years of soccer that I've played.
Listen, we're going to put you down. We're going to take your number. We'll speak to you about being a Podcast Friday feature. One day we'll bring you on as one of the Podcast Friday guys, and we're going to have your thoughts and your opinions on this show, because clearly you know what you're doing.
Great stuff. Thanks, Andy. Thanks.
Amazing. That is Mpongwiseni down in Cape Town. Let's play out, because I want to play something for Morena, who's in for Faith, and he and I can have a conversation.
This broadcast was brought to you by Hollywood Bets. Live in the moment.
The question on salaries has been put forward to us before, and we have put it to members that we cannot disclose salaries of coaches.
Can I just stop you there, CEO? Can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there? There is just no way that you are going to get away with this today. I received a letter. I've requested the department to forward the letter to SAFA. You are going to reveal that information live here today. You are not going to hide behind the PAIA Act. We received the letter and I was searching for it. Please search that letter so that I can read it here today again to SAFA.
I cannot answer that question, Chair. Chair, I would appreciate it if you could share this letter with me.
Can you put the CEO out of my meeting, please?
So that I can...
Please put the CEO out of the leader from
legal
this
people,
platform.
so that we can...
Please.
We can respond.
Please
accordingly.
delete.
I cannot
Put the CEO out of my meeting.
This is the cabal that we're talking about.
I cannot disclose the coach's salary. I cannot
Can you
disclose
delete the
any of my
CEO?
employees'
This
salaries.
letter has been sent to...
Morens?
No.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah, ne?
Yeah.
CEO?
Yeah.
Here? Put out of the meeting. You guys saying I must get answers? Parliament can't get answers. Parliament.
First, we are told that we must wait. The country must wait, because we will tell you when you have a coach, but the country must wait. And then you are telling us that you will not disclose the salary of our head coach, who is now gone. So what are you hiding? He's no longer our coach. Just tell us how much you are paying him, so that we can quiz you about what you're paying the next one. That if it happens that the next one is a black South African coach, that you do not cheat him and that you pay him what you were paying the white European coach. Just tell us the truth.
1.4, and the first offer to Dr. Peter Mosimane was 500.
Yeah.
No, 1.4 a month versus, just under 433,000, in fact.
The first black South African coach to win the CAF Champions League.
And he didn't do it once.
One of only two.
He didn't do it twice.
African coaches to win the Champions League 3 times. The only South African coach to have coached at the Club World Cup.
And listen, I'm not of the opinion that, give him exactly the same as the other one. But don't disrespect him.
Don't disrespect him.
5 million?
You see, if you were saying, not that I agree with it, but if you were saying you were giving him that salary in 2010 when he had nothing to his name but an SAA, right? He's got 3 Champions Leagues. 3 Champions Leagues. He's well-traveled. He is the most successful South African coach we've got. You should be giving him more than Hugo Broos, if you ask me. And not because he's a black South African, but because he's accomplished. He wasn't taking jobs, not because nobody wanted him. He wasn't taking jobs because he wants you.
And then, I don't know why you guys don't listen. VAR.
No, man. Let us dream a little bit.
No.
Let us dream a little bit. Let us not see the reality of putting VAR for which stadium. Because Sundowns has got 2 home grounds. Kaizer Chiefs has got 2 home grounds in Durban and in Johannesburg. Stellenbosch doesn't know where their home ground is. Chippa United's home ground is Dobsonville Stadium. Where do you put the VAR? For which team? For what game? When? Because at the start of the season, you don't even know your schedule. You only know first round of fixtures. But allow us to dream. It's nice to dream, Andile. It's so nice to dream. Our minister said he gave the money for VAR. Where's the VAR?
He wants his money back.
No, but you know what? It's absolutely embarrassing what is happening with SAFA. The comments of the president telling us to wait as a country. That's not how you handle that kind of situation. And of course, the CEO, it's unfortunate that that's how it ended with her in Parliament being kicked out of that particular meeting. But transparency, that is all we are asking for. You know, if you're going to get yourself, shredded to pieces for what it is you are doing, as an association to coaches and players and such, then let it be the case. But we will give you your props when you are doing good.
Listen, when two sports guys start going at each
we
other,
never stop.
It's never going to stop.
Yeah, but 7 to 9, we are talking all things customary marriage. You must have it registered by the 31st of August. It has been something that's been a period of 2 years. 31st of August is the deadline. Your qualifying customary marriage must be registered with Home Affairs.
So it doesn't matter how old it is?
Doesn't matter even pre-1999.
Wow.
But everything pre-99, post, the new millennium, all of it, go register it at Home Affairs before the 31st of August so it can be considered and recognized and respected as an actual marriage. Then you don't have to go to your Shama White Wedding. We ain't White Wedding. Good deal. Go register it. All right. And then, of course, we're going to be talking all things cars. After 8 is after 8. Are you in the market to buy a car? Are you thinking about it? How much thought have you put into it? We're going to have Bonner Bay Universe either encouraging you or making you see the reality. 7 to 9. Metro FM Talk.
I'm excited for Marima Tips is in for Faith, and it's going to be an interesting one as far as the cars are concerned. I can't wait to listen to that one there. Lamontville Golden Arrows take on Stellenbosch. Sundowns up against Amazulu at home. Polokwane City welcome Milford. Richards Bay welcome Kaiser Chiefs. This is the PSL, and the matches all started at 7:30 this evening. My name is Andy Ngube. It's 5 after the hour 7. My entire team is out of here already. Timothy Miranda, the producer of the show, Malcolm, the technical producer, and of course the genius Thabo Nkwala, all doing their thing. And then of course we've got our visual team as well that make sure that you're able to see the show every single day. It's not just radio. This is Snawa. Pela pela. And so me. You're weird.
Superstar.